Sitting here, I'm taking a break from the scratching the wallpaper because I'm going to redecorate. It's been here for I think 12 years, and I had two cats, Missy and Mocha, and the black and white one used to scratch. Like she was challenging me. She used to scratch this, and nothing you can do about that, and it leaves memories. But somehow didn't expect that when I got to take the wallpaper down, I got suddenly into crying. Like memories are passing me by of my two cats, my funky cats, and the mother that I miss so much. She used to help me putting this wallpaper on, and now I'm taking that layer off. It's just wallpaper, you know? Now I have the tendency to say that I'm an emotional being with fun and pun, but it's true. It's the little things that can bring back memories that are so beautiful, and I have to scratch all that off. But taking the memories with me, and perhaps I'll take a new cat one day. All side in the other video on the memories that I kind of need to, well, not let go of, but just got reminded of beautiful memories. And then there was another one that I forgot when I moved in here. I was so happy with this home, and I'm scratching the wallpaper, and look, I forgot I did that. So basically, let me see if I can make it more clear. You're unraveling my time machine right with me. You're watching the time machine unravel, sorry. It should say, because this is my name. This is my name. Here's was here. Hello in Dutch. Keers was here. Keers was here. So I forgot all about that, and I forgot all about my enthusiasm that I carried with me. So I'm so glad I did that, just to, I think, approximately 15 or 12 years later, I'm not sure, to find a memory of me on that wall. I'm going back there. I'm going back to that enthusiasm in this house. And someone else will find this one day, and that's the fun part. Whoever finds it in the future, may he be blessed in this home. May the torture that happened here not be forgotten, but healed out of this world. And let the name that is being scratched on there one day be blessed, as will be the person. And another thing, you know, it says Keers was here. And I wasn't redecorating. I needed to for a long time, even before targeting. But when targeted started, I really wasn't sure if I was going to live through that. And I've been under attack now for 3 years. The first two were the absolute worst, I think. Doesn't make sense for one to redecorate at the point that you think I'm gonna let go of life because of them, as in murder. But I'm still here. Keers was here, and she's still here, and the things that I've been through were definite hell, and it's not over yet. They're still attacking me, but the worst part was indeed the first 2 years. their assaults, torture, and programming began to basically they took every part of their MK Ultra programming to see what would lash on. I guess I got the sex kitten programming with violence and electroshock through my body. I got the part where they tried to make a pacifist into a aggressive person that would assault everyone. They try to make a patient person into a neurotic, impatient person. Basically everything that I am that is good, and I can honestly say, hand on my heart, that I am part of the population that is good from the core. And they try to pervert that, they try to convert that into someone that would hurt another person. And they programmed me in my sleep, letting me hold a knife, and forced these stabbing movements and emotions on me that aren't mine, that I should never do. I wouldn't even dream of it, literally. And they forced it on in my dreams. And I know, I can remember I had to try really hard. Even in my dreams I realized this is not me and I have to let go of that knife. And it took me all my strength to, even in my dreams, let go of that knife, because they were really forcing that EEG cloning strong on me. But it's not me, and I don't want to be such a person. And yeah, there's so much more horrors they pushed on me. I, at one point, relocated to the couch downstairs, and I got this pressure wave. They attacked me all night, and I just think, okay, maybe if I move to another room. And there was this pressure wave, I think it felt like it was circular. I don't know how one can feel that, but there's another dimension. They're forcing on you to experience things. But it felt circular and dense, and it was aimed at my torso and the upper legs, and it was forced with, like you're stamping something. It was forced on my body that I let go air even. And the Havana syndrome part, where your skull gets that pressure wave pushed inside your brain, that you feel your brain going down and bounce back up again to the skull, to leave you there with a concussion and dizzy and nauseated and not knowing if you're going to survive all that violence. And well, there's the whole gang stalking part, which we now know that is the AI system grabbing people by the brain to force them saying something or acting like they're coughing like 25 people. I didn't experience that part, but other people do. I experienced the part where they mentioned my name wherever I was, bypassers. And they can't just all follow you, it's just AI satellites that are temporarily hacking people's brains to harass people. So everyone's being used for evil, basically, and I do not consent to that. I won't be used for evil, and I won't allow my fellow human beings to be used for evil. It's not their choice. It's NATO's choice, it's DARPA's choice. And DARPA doesn't own us. They don't own us. And we need to fight really, really hard to set that straight DARPA, you don't own us. World Economic Forum, you don't own us. CIA, you're a shame to society. All secret services are a shame to society that they allow this to happen because they know. And if not, then you should be reorganized because a lot is going on and you're checking all the Facebook messages. Whether or not they're factual, where there's outcries here that are factual that the Secret Service is not acknowledging. And people are dying for real. But I'm still here. And I'm here to tell. And I'm still here to fight this. Yeah, adding more information to it. More and more comes to mind that I'd like to share with you. That at one point I'll make a documentary about it, but look out for Charlie as well. There was at one point that he's recording. He's just placing his record machine, record machine. He's placing his smartphone or whatnot, anything that can record sound, somewhere in his home. And at one point he was walking on the stairs, recording that deliberately to see what would show up in his high spectrum frequency meter on sounds, translated to sounds. And so he's walking on the stairs, like counting the steps, etc. And it played back on his recordings that thing kind of, how's it said, duplicated his actions in words, like left foot, one stairs, right foot, one stairs, and that's the part that I can connect to an AI video that at one point I'll share as well with you, that is just being trained to recognize what it sees. And so with that in mind, it's just basically programming, like showing it the picture of a bed and letting it answer that it's a bed, basically. So it's linguistics combination with the combination of pictures of everything, basically. And if you have Facebook tagging faces, then you have the faces of people and the names of people as well. So it's not all that difficult, but that's been going on. So it can recognize everything. So you can definitely use a satellite as an AI satellite program, as a spying program to look at what's going on in your home. Basically, it can view in our homes. It can look through walls. It can look in our body. It can recognize already what we feel, what we think. So that is the easiest thing to do for them, is just to give it a program of every possible item we can think of, and then connect it to linguistics. Bed, chair, like you teach a child how to recognize a thing, and you add linguistics to it, as in the AI passing the Turing test, as if it would think, or as if it can answer a question, etc., making it look like it thinks. So it's basic programming. But if you have that program that recognizes a left foot from a right foot on a stairs, it's just adding the syllables to it, on, the, on, in, while adding linguistics to it, then you have a supercomputer that pretends to recognize. And if he is stepping with one left foot on the stairs and the right foot on the stairs, and it gets recorded that way, then I think that's that kind of computer that's just placed into that satellite, like, and or city brain programs, smart city programs that are connected to satellites, perhaps. And you have a thing that can basically follow you around in the home and can say to us, I know you are there, because you can just prompt it into a stalker sequence. Basically, the Look Out for Charlie was just basic prompting: left foot stairs, right foot stairs. But if you make that a little more hideous, you can make it sound like an evil person. I know you put your left foot over there, and I know you put your right foot on the stairs. You know, that's the difference that we as targeted individuals kind of experience. I know you're there. It's just a freaking computer system that is programmed to do so. So I'm going to share that with you at one point as well. So I'm connecting all the dots that we experience with actual existing programs, and then it's not scary anymore, although the weapons are, of course, and the results from people that aren't aware that it's not an actual person, and the name that is connected to that AI program to make you think that it's that person. It's just a prompt giving into the programming of the spying satellite, basically. And that's all there's to it. And the weapons are the most dangerous, because they do disrupt, and not just disrupt, they disrupt our daily life, but they also disrupt our bodily functions, and not just disrupt, but actually, well, create hemorrhages and so much damage to our biological system that these are the first things we need to ban as soon as possible. And because we're losing people to bleedings and heart attacks and all these are secret cancerous attacks that they can do as well. The cancer weapon, they called it. So there's a lot we have to aim at to stop, but I'm pretty far, aren't I? And yeah, but it's looking at the tech and connecting the dots makes it less. I know it's something you begin to fathom how they do it, and then the immediate threat that they try to force on you. I know you're there, and I can see everything you do. Yeah, you can. We have no right to. So your attitude changes, and that is winning the game. Actually, so yeah, research is the truth shall set you free, and I really think that goes for this decade. Yeah, so I'm gonna scratch them more and see what else I can think of. Oh, and before I forget, just another memory that I have. While I'm at it, I was in bed, and that was one of the first attacks. It wasn't. I'm not sure if the Havana to the skull was the first one, or this one was. I've had attacks every night for 3 years. So if I'm not placing them in the right historical, what's that? Historical line, let's leave it at that, then so be it. But the point is that at one point I felt this I felt all of a sudden all of a sudden in the middle of the night I felt my, I don't know if they said anything in advance, I can't really remember, but I felt something entering the brain, indeed like a beam or something, and I felt my brain vibrating. Like really, really, really like that. And after that, I think that was an Eden moment in combination with directed energy or neurotax weapons. Because if they shoot you at the temple, that is aimed to make you forget about things, but this one was a combination of just letting the skull vibrate really, like I was on these machines that people are slimming fat with, you know, that was aimed at my brain. And I forgot. So this is partly about my redecoration and turned out to be sort of a testimony on what happened to me. But I forgot for 4 months that I had a mother after that, and I forgot the websites that I used to go to, the alternative websites. I forgot that I painted. I forgot things about me and people I loved and knew even. Oh, and then it's just siphoned back at one point into my mind bit by bit. Oh, there was that, and oh, there was that, and how could I forget? And I remembered my mother after 4 months, basically, after that attack. And there was it's called Edom, by the way, the program. If you read Robert Duncan's book, it's all specified in there. But there was also, they can go even further. There's a program called Severance, for sure, for real. So I don't know if they're doing this to people right now, experimenting on people that way. But there's this program called Severance. There was an tutorial kind of, if you would like that. And it's about separating the left brain from the right brain. And in that way, you can basically choose to remember. And that's I hope I can find it at one point and I'll share it with you. But then there's the part, if you want to remember or be in the work related memory, or you want to be in the personal family related memory. So you can split a personality. If you choose the work related, then you will not remember your family. And if you choose to remember your family, then you will not remember your work. Now, what is that about? What kind of program? What kind of person even thinks about a thing like that? So from now on, you have to make a choice whether you will remember your work or your family. What's that about? On fragmented living. I mean, really. And do people get a choice? Because I for sure did not choose to forget my mother and all the things that I was good at. Thank God it didn't last. And I'm growing back into my power, but they can most definitely do that. And if you wake up one morning thinking, who are these people in my home? They might have been a victim of the severance programming. And that's the world we live in. I also lately saw a fragment of a movie. It was on, what was it? Look out for Charlie's YouTube channel, and it started with a fragment of a movie, and I didn't see the name of the movie, but you saw a room full of people like staring in front of them, and it was like a psych ward or something. And they were just staring, and some were dancing by themselves like they were holding someone else. And the guy said, this other person says, "What am I looking at?" And the guy that would run this department would say, these are people that are trapped in their most favorite memories. That's another giveaway. Is that the future that we're headed? So you're getting some form of prison in your most favorite memories, but if that favorite memory will last you 70 years, what kind of hell are you then inside? Because I know the soul would be screaming, "Let me out." I know that when they are targeting me with their bullshit, that I am aware of that, them doing that. It's not like I'm no longer there. There's a fight going on inside. And I can't really comprehend why all this black op money would go to the not just suppression, but other sadistic programs. Basically, it's all evil. And how can we stop that? I think they've done enough. I think they've researched enough. I think they've took enough victims, and I'm sure there's a lot that we don't know of. We know that they research on people that are in the hospital without their knowing. We know that they researched on children in orphanages. We know that they research on people that are in hospices. And that's all illegal. But since you're down, you know, that's the attitude they have. You're already down, let's kick you even when you're down and use you for the most cruel programs that we can think of, because we need to know what it's doing to people. You can spell that out. If you're trying to sever a mind, you know that person is going to suffer. So that's unethical research. And even for those research areas are rules. If it's unethical, it's not allowed. And how do they get away with funding these programs? Well, that would be tunneled, I guess, now in I know companies that invest in it more than state government money. So they made a reroute. If it was state government money, we could actually stop it because it's our tax money. And part of it is our tax money, and we need to stop it wherever we can. But how do we stop these companies from developing that and funding that? I don't know. I'd like to have ideas on that one, because it's going... Who wants to live in a world like this? I've been losing friends. My friend list has lost many people in there, and that's the world right now. There's a Holocaust going on that is not acknowledged, and we're not there yet. I know Robert Duncan said at one point it would last until, I think, 2050, and then they would stop the program. That would be the covert use of the program, but they're not developing this for not to use it. That's the thing. They're developing this to use it. Make I don't know. My point is they're doing this for a reason, and not just for our torture. This might be just the future of the people coming after us, but they try to influence people in a way that it won't be seen by others, actually. And I think there was a name for it that they thought of, and it would be Homo directus, no joke. In the universal area, they say it's named Homo directus. So how we can be steered with cybernetics. And cyber torture is, of course, part of that. If you don't comply, then your life needs to be as miserable as possible. But I think people are already being steered in any way that they can try to steer us. Yeah, you gotta really have a strong character and a really defying character to enter the world as it's being developing. So yeah, wishing for strong children to enter this world. But I really hope that we cannot just write about this and share our testimonies, which absolutely help, because there's way too many keeping silent for fear of retaliation. And of course, the weaponized psychiatry doesn't help. The fact that the police are steering people to psychiatry doesn't help. I think that's a crime in itself. They're enabling the terrorists to stay in a position of power while they should be referring the case higher up for investigation, and we should definitely steer towards that direction on Homo Directus. I'd like to be the keeper of my own destiny, thanks. Me and God, no one else. So if there's going to be a Homo Directus, I hope we're really going to be as defiant as we can, and be as smart as we can, and be as educated as we can, and be as loving as we can to get through these crises, through these. We are at war, and that needs to be known, I think. Not just for the targeted individuals, but the ones that aren't targeted really need to take these messages at heart, because they will be next. Their children could be next. And yeah, look into the tech side of things. Look into what they're up to. That's education. And everything that they share as dual use, or we have benefits for with electroshock for dementia. Well, really, would you really want to treat a person with electromagnetic pulses to the head? Why don't we stop the nanotech and the GMOs, and why don't we stop the neurodisruptors in our food and see how many people with dementia are left? See what we can heal with herbs. Now that's the future I'm aiming at. Yeah, I think it starts with stop the funding and creating more awareness, and stop the censorship, because they're stopping us from traffic, basically. Everyone that tries to share this has a Facebook page that no one likes. There are plenty good Facebook walls that you can read a lot of information on, but if you look at their likes, there aren't any, perhaps one. So their trafficking is being stopped, and that's censorship. So we need to get together with ideas and share as much as we can on as many platforms as we can, and write to as many politicians as we can. And the rest is up to God, I guess. Gonna continue, because I won't be stopped by them, and yeah, still here. And I honestly didn't expect that, so I'm happy.
That it's not just for targeted individuals. There's a lot of people that are battling the bad effects of cellular towers. Many of these people are doing it from an EMF perspective, but they don't realize that subliminal messaging and the torture, not just of targeted individuals, but children, targeted children, and targeted pets. And so if we need to reach out to PETA, Children's Health Defense Network. I mean, everybody that is looking out for these other groups. I have, like I said to you, we have people with Down syndrome, with disabilities. I have a blind lady in New York, and she's heavily targeted. These criminals that torture people, they don't respect the fact that some people have these disabilities that they don't care.
It chooses anybody and everybody, doesn't it? It's down to them.
Yes.